Let me tell you about a place that has it all for your home, bedroom, kitchen, lawn, and more. It's a home-owned and home-operated business that's been around for over 70 years, so you know they're doing something right. At Swap and Shop Center in Lawrenceburg, you'll find top name brands for every room of your house and top brands for the outside too. Looking for appliances, televisions, couches, safes, bedding, mowers, and well, the list goes on. So make the drive today to 824 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg and be treated right.
Welcome to another edition of Inside the Locker Room, brought to you by Swap and Shop Center of Lawrenceburg, joined by UT Southern head men's basketball coach Andy Sharpe. And Andy, finally back here at home. I know you guys have been on the road. January, we're not at home a lot, but February, that's going to change a lot.
Yeah, looking forward to coming back home, playing inside the Curry Athletics Center. Had some tough games on tap this week. We played two of the better teams from the Eastern Division. They're all good, but Life and Dalton St are near the top of the rankings over there on the eastern side. So we're gonna have our hands full this week for sure.
Coming off, I know, two very tough losses on the road down in Georgia, a 2-point loss, and then a high-scoring affair at Point. And just judging by your reaction, frustrating.
Man, so frustrating. Played really well at Bruton Parker. Bruton Parker's actually in first place in the East, and played really well. Played well enough to win the game. Just didn't. You know, it's one of those things. You can do everything right and still not get the outcome that you want, and that's what leaves me coming back for more. You know, so lost that one at the buzzer. They made a shot with .3 on the clock, and we led 90% of that game. I think they took the lead there at the end. I think that was the only time they had the lead, except for the very first possession of the game. And really a frustrating way to lose that game. Played in a hostile environment, one of the best environments we've played in all year, and just came out on the wrong side of that. And then I think there was some carryover from that setback in our game against Point. They scored 102 points. I mean, we think we're the best defensive team in the league. I think the numbers kind of back that up, and to give up 102 points was really frustrating. They made everything they shot, and credit to them. I mean, they ran some good stuff, and they made shots. They made 15 threes. That's the most, I think, threes we've given up all year. So it was just one of those things. Tough road trip, so got to regroup and defend the home floor this week.
Last time you were here, you had a back-to-back. You go from, okay, we're going to play Thursday, Saturday. Now we're going to play Thursday and Friday in the afternoon. You won both of those games, but how tough was that for you and your team to go through all that preparation? These are big games, the conference games, and you're having to go back-to-back like that.
Yeah, it was tough in some ways, but in other ways it was kind of refreshing. You don't have that day to prepare in between games. So win or lose, you're turning the page really quickly to focus on the next thing. So I thought that was good. It obviously helped that we won the first game and you could shift quickly. But they're all big right now. We try to be adaptable. That's one of the things we really try to instill in our guys. We obviously want to win a lot of games, but we also want them to be prepared men when they leave here. And being adaptable, I think, is a really good attribute for men to have, and for all people to have. But being able to adapt to a quickly changing environment, you see that on a daily basis in athletics. So they were really good. They were able to adapt and course correct as we went, and we were fortunate to win those two at home. And so hopefully we can duplicate that success this week.
How tough it was last week. Even you go down to Georgia, but you have the storm comes through. You're up here on this hill. You don't know if you're going to be able to get your guys in the building to work out or not. How difficult was last week?
We don't make excuses. Okay. We don't make excuses. Last week was hard. It was hard. We weren't able to. After our game against Thomas, everything shut down. We weren't able to get back in the gym and practice until Tuesday. And so we practiced Tuesday. We practiced for a couple hours, then we got them up at 5:30 in the morning on Wednesday, and we practiced Wednesday morning. And then we took a 8-hour bus ride to South Georgia. Got checked in the hotel. Went back to the gym that night. Got them shooting around a little bit, and adaptable. Yeah. You got to be able to adjust as you go, and but it was difficult, but that's we want to do hard things. Yeah. Anything worth chasing is on the other side of hard, and so be comfortable doing hard things now, and hopefully that's an attribute that you carry with you the rest of your life.
We talked last time about a couple of your guys, one of your guys every year. I think it's really kind of coming into his own as Daniel. You're seeing he's getting more playing time, but he's getting the job done offensively. He's also grabbing a lot of boards on the other end as well.
Yeah, we're fighting consistency, and we've been fighting that all year out of multiple guys. I've been trying to be a more consistent coach. Trying to put our guys in more consistent situations. It's hard to do that whenever the pieces on the board are not consistent. And so, like today, we're kind of scrambling our lineup today in practice, and whenever we scrimmage, it's going to be a lineup that we haven't played with all year. Yeah. And I break down the film, I look at the numbers, and this is a lineup of a group of 5 guys that statistically give us a really good chance to be good offensively. I don't know how we'll do defensively, but that's why you practice. You're able to manipulate some lineups and go with different things and see how things work out.
Got obviously a big one coming up Thursday, Dalton State. They're perennially in the top 25 every year.
Yeah.
You won at third place, and now they're coming here on Thursday.
They are going to try to empty the tank on us. They're looking for some retribution, I'm sure. We talked about it yesterday. Like I said, they're all big. The most important game on the schedule is the next game, and that is some coach speak, but that's really like how you have to look at it. If you start looking ahead into things, you're just going to get your teeth kicked in right here in the moment. So we need to be where our feet are. Dalton State's really good. They just beat the best team in the league, William Carey, by 18. So we're going to have our hands full. We got to come ready to go. We got to have another good day of practice, and then we have to come compete, and we got to kind of get the spiders out of our head and flush the Georgia trip we just went on and try to get something done here at home.
It's kind of crazy to you that you start your season around Halloween. Yeah. You start playing games, and now we're in the February. Yeah. And it feels like it just started yesterday.
It may feel like it just started to you, but it doesn't feel like that. No, listen, I've argued for a long time. Collegiate basketball is the toughest sport to play because it spans multiple semesters. Not only do they have to be physically prepared for the rigors that go with a schedule like that and a length of time, but mentally they have to be able to stay locked in, and then academically, they have to maintain their eligibility for 2 semesters. The spring sports, they get to they have 1 semester where they really got to buckle down and have grades, and they can go to summer school and get all the stuff done. But college basketball, you have to stay on top of everything for a long, long time, and you got to be tough, got to be resilient, you got to be able to take it as it comes.
Randy, thanks for joining us here on Inside the Locker Room. Good luck coming up on Thursday and Saturday.
Yep, thanks a lot.
This is Inside the Locker Room, brought to you by Swap and Shop Center of Lawrenceburg.
This is the X Sports Network.